After almost a week of severe weather, the threat from heavy rain has now eased, but it is leaving behind major flooding. While river levels have dropped along the Hawkesbury and Nepean and the clean-up operations begin, 43,000 people still remain under evacuation orders, particularly on the New South Wales mid-north coast. New orders were issued overnight for parts of Bulahdelah and Point Road area of Tungurri. Major flooding is expected at Singleton in the Hunter Valley and also in lower-lying regions of Tungurri on the Central Coast. Clean-up efforts have commenced in parts of Sydney, but areas further north, including Coffs Harbour, Port Macquarie, Bulahdelah and Kempsey, do remain on high alert.
We still have 11 evacuation centres across New South Wales that's providing care and support for those who need it. We have around 1,000 SES volunteers on the ground today. There are a number of inspections in terms of damage assessments for properties, over 700 that have occurred. We continue to work with the federal government in relation to the releasing of funds and making sure that the financial assistance is being provided.
So good news that rain is easing across New South Wales, but as you heard the Premier there, he's in warning today that the flood threat is far from over, particularly on the mid-north coast and that Hunter region. Julia Bradley is live for us from the Hunter River. Julia, how bad are things there right now?
Well, Ash, the flood threat's still very real here in the Hunter region of New South Wales, particularly in areas like Singleton, Maitland and the Hunter Valley. The Hunter River, which we are just standing in front of right now, it has peaked at a major flood level at 13.8 metres, which is worse than the flooding that this community experienced earlier this year. But thankfully, it hasn't broken the levee. Now, we've spoken to a number of residents in this area, and they say that they are struggling to get to family members on the other side of this road, given that those communities remain cut off, isolated by these floodwaters.
Yeah, my family out at home can't get into town at all, really. It goes up heaps high and can't get through at all.
The SES has carried out a large number of assistance calls, a large number of rescues, particularly in this area overnight. We saw a woman, an elderly woman, having to be evacuated on the New South Wales Central Coast, but there was also a dramatic rescue of a 10-month-old baby in the Hunter Valley, and the New South Wales Premier Dominic Perrottet spoke about this a short time ago.
That 10-month-old baby, incredibly moving scenes, and I want to thank Lee Archer and Shane Dowsett from Surf Lifesaving. I think those pictures demonstrate to us the wonderful spirit of service in our country and that great volunteerism that gets people through day in, day out.
It's been a difficult night for residents in the nearby town of Broke. When that evacuation order came through last night, residents had to get out of their properties quickly. Many of them are on farmland, they've got livestock, and they had to leave some of their livestock behind. So today it's really a nervous wait as they work with the SES to try to check on their animals and try to evacuate them to safety.
There was numerous evacuations. The whole village of Broke has been evacuated. There was water in at least 10 houses out there. There's no power and won't be for quite a long time. So the village has actually totally been evacuated.
Many farmers have lost all of their produce, so there are now concerns of food shortages across the rest of the state as well.
Julia Bradley live there for us. Appreciate the update. Thank you.